Here we are, walking down the street. Do 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 do. I'm very floofy today. Look at this. I'm very floofy today. There we go. I always like whoosh, my hair goes out like that. I'm like, no. And as I'm looking at this character, I'm like, I kind of wish my Mariner looked like this over on Peregrine for our little anniversary adventure. But she's human, and humans don't have this hairstyle, so... I mean, I could drop a race change on her. Mickey Dolan shares a birthday with you. Obviously, 2 years with the same month and day. Monkeys inspired Lordom. Well, I mean, that's cool. Though, the one time that I met Mickey Dolan, he was kind of a standoffish dick. But that's okay. He was at his Walk of Fame table at Dragon Con that year, and he was chatting with his handler, and because I didn't come up and buy a photo or other, whatever, an autograph from him, he, kind of looked at me and goes, whatever, and went back to talking to his handler, which was not cool. But, as opposed to somebody like David Warner, who, when I walked up to his table one year at Dragon Con, he was eating a sandwich, and he asked me very politely and a little bit embarrassed. Do you mind if it? Let me do a proper prosh. Do you mind if I take a bite of my sandwich? I'm like, sir, you're David Warner. Do you want me to come back in 5 minutes so you can actually eat your lunch in peace? And he's like, no, you can. So I got to chat with David Warner for like 5 some odd minutes while he was eating his lunch at Dragon Con. It was amazing. Oh man, I miss that guy. He was such a sweetheart too. I mean, some of the actors who go to Dragon Con are not on their best behavior. Some of them admittedly need a little distance from their fans because their fans are a little bit but there are a lot of folks who go to what Dragon Con calls the Walk of Fame and that are just like hanging out. They're there, they're talking with their fans, they're happy to meet their fans, and a lot of them are very empathetic to like the fans who are like super nervous to meet them or whatever. I was a handler for a Babylon 5 celebrity one year. And he was very, very sweet, very kind. I got to meet his mother. And I kind of got used to seeing all these celebrities. And after a while, you see them a lot, and you're just like, most of them are just normal people, just hanging out and chilling. There are some that are a little bit distant, but most of them are there because they want to be there. They want to meet their fans. They want to do the panels or whatever. Some of them, they're going to have like huge signing lines, or they're going to have like multiple signing sessions. And some of them have to be, separated from the rest of the, like, William Shatner. Like, one year they had William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and Kate Mulgrew, and they had them in the coat check desk in the Hilton. Like, you go up the elevator to the ballroom level, and you go to where the ballrooms are, and it's like the coat check room right there off the elevator. But it was really, it was obvious because it automatically put some distance between them and everybody else. Because let's face it, Nimoy, Mulgrew, and Shatner. Security is always a concern with celebrities of that level. Whereas Patrick Stewart was there also that same year. They had him in a different small ballroom down the hallway, and they just had like, things like, okay, this block he's gonna sign for like half an hour starting at this time. Then 2 hours later he'd do another signing block or whatever. And all they had was Patrick Stewart was in this ballroom, and there was a line going into the ballroom. The tables were like the people were taking money here and selling the merch, because a lot of these, they'll have like 8.5 by 11, like various color photos you could buy or various bits of merchandise you could buy from them to have them then sign it. And I went up to one year, I was given a mission, and I waited 2 hours in line for this. I'm gonna actually sign into the game so I can stop listening. I love the login screen music, but I want to listen to the in-game music while I tell this story. I was sent to deliver a letter from a friend who was serving in Iraq at the time, in the army. And the letter arrived the day before I was supposed to drive to DragonCon, which was fortuitous on his part. And fortuitous on the part of the U.S. mail getting something from Iraq to my house. Or was I still in the apartment then? Whatever. But I got the letter, and it wasn't addressed to me. I did not read the letter, because that would have been a breach of privacy. But I took it to Patrick Stewart's signing line, and the handler who was dealing with the money, I apologized profusely. I was like, I'm not here to purchase an autograph or a photo or whatever. I'm here to deliver this letter from my friend in Iraq. And they're like, okay, whatever. You waited, whatever. And then when it was my turn, I, delivered the letter to Mr. Stewart. I'm sorry, Sir Patrick. I think he was Sir Patrick at that time. I think he was already Sir Patrick by then. Either way, I explained the situation. Like, my friend is serving in Iraq right now. He wrote me this letter, and he asked me to deliver it to you. And he set the letter, he looked at it for a moment. He set the letter down. He said, I hope your friend gets home safely, and, thank him for his service. And I'm like, thank you. And I mentioned that I had personally met him, Patrick Stewart, when I saw the previous year. I went to London, yes, in the UK, and saw Hamlet with Patrick Stewart as Claudius. Oliver Ford Davies, who was the governor of Naboo in the Star Wars prequels, playing Polonius. So we've already got 2 of the 3 big trifectas right here. And the third, well, Hamlet, was David Tennant. And I got to meet all 3 of them that year. But anyway, the following fall, I went to deliver the letter. And so he set the letter down. We were allowed to take photos of him signing things, nothing posed or anything, just, as long as we're not impeding the line or in traffic or anything. And then we had to leave the room. And as I left the room, I looked back one last time, kind of like Orpheus looking back at Eurydice. And I saw that he had set the letter off to the side while he was taking it. And there was a handler standing there at the end of the table, just like kind of holding up the wall, quite frankly. And then there was a trash can under the table. And then when I looked, I took the final look before I left the room. The letter wasn't on the table anymore. I'm like, oh, he probably just tossed it in the trash when I wasn't looking. A month later, I got a message on Facebook from said friend who had come home from Iraq by then, screaming my name in all caps, freaking out because Patrick Stewart wrote me a letter. Oh my God. Now, here's the thing. I'm thinking, okay, all right. It was probably just a signed photo, a form letter with a signature on the bottom, rubber stamp. I had lower expectations than Sir Patrick deserved. No. It was handwritten. It's like a postcard about yay big, from my understanding. I have not seen this. I don't know what the letter said. I don't know what the response said. But he said it was handwritten and signed and had Patrick Stewart's home address on it. So for many years, like I said, dude, my friend knows where Patrick Stewart lives. It was like, had a stationery. It's like, what the So Patrick Stewart goes on record as one of my favorite celebrities because he's so honorable and nice. I've been in really odd moments with David Warner because you would ask him about this absolute garbage movie he filmed on the grounds of the Ren Fair in Pleasanton in a dual role, David Warner versus David Warner. That sounds amazing. I think I actually asked him about his work on Hornblower. Oh, hi, Stormlost. Stormlost. Oh, she wants to go play in the living room. Yeah, Patrick Stewart was very, very upstanding gentleman. He's still with us, obviously. Okay, let's get to actually playing some Lotro. We're going to do a couple things tonight. One is I'm going to give away a couple of points codes. I'm going to scroll down to where my list of points codes are. We're on the back half of the month, and I still have 6 freaking codes to give away for just points. However, tonight we're going to give away 2 of those. And then one lucky viewer is going to walk away with a 30-day VIP code, which basically gives you VIP for 30 days. It's like paying for a subscription for a month. So, good luck. I haven't opened the giveaway yet. I should probably do that. We'll start with the points. Hold on. Hold, please. Giveaway. Reset. Giveaway. Open points. We'll do points first. And we'll do the VIP code a little bit later. So just type the word points in chat. And we'll go with it. Oh, shut up on... I kind of actually hate this. I think a lot of us hate this thing. It's like, go away, leave us alone. Okay, so I'm claimed somewhere... way back here. But I actually am starting to be where I can't... I mean, look at all this stuff I picked up just playing yesterday on Lotro stream. Wait a minute. Is that... Oh. Oh! I'll put on my new gear, damn it. Okay, we're not going to deal with that thing. Wait, hold on. Okay, month and half. Oh, we're halfway through. We're halfway there! Wow! Okay. I'm sugarnated. Alright. Dead Man's Bulwark, Silky Fuse, crafting mats, crafting scrolls, crafting scrolls, crafting scrolls. Logs of wood. It's log, it's log, do 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 do. It's log, it's better than bad. Let's go. I almost played on Peregrine tonight. Because I have something I will be doing in 2 weeks from today. On the 2nd. I've decided it'll be on the 2nd. Is it 2 weeks from today? Yes. So on the 2nd of May, I'm going to be running the entire 11 segments plus the epilogue of the anniversary scavenger hunt. Now, the rules are simple. No mithril coin to bounce around. It will be the full-fledged set of thing, not the Eriador trimmed down level 51. Also, it'll just be the Tales cards, the ones based on the characters. The trifles and the travels are fun, but I like the story-based ones, honestly. And we're going to run that here on twitch.tv/Druidsfire. Normally I started at midnight and then it runs to like 1:30, 2 in the morning. I kind of want to start a little bit earlier this time around. That way I'm going to bed around 12 because I have to work the next day. And we're going to... I need to shake down Cordovan when he gets back in the office on Monday to see if I can get some goodies out of him to give away. If not, I will have some stuff to give away. Somehow. I'll figure it out. One way or the other, I will have stuff to give away. Okay. You kind of appreciate the LI reminder you keep forgetting to check it. It's annoying when you have to ignore it because you have no space, though. Hashtag character slots. I have so many LI reward track crap over on Peregrine. It's kind of not funny. Okay. What are we doing over here? Got an elven hammer of stamina, which I remember looking at. I'm like, that doesn't look particularly elven to me. And we got a cook scroll, Celebrant salve. So essences don't matter until you hit level. I'm fascinated by the fact that the essence actually goes up to level 140. I'm like, what the hell? We're just going to get rid of all that crap. Look at all the free bank slots I have all of a sudden. Tracery. Okay. There, look at all that. Now let's go see what I get from my Hobbit presents. Oh, hey, that's perfect, actually. I can use that right now. Boop. Alrighty. Now, You're doing that for dyes and housing items. I have a dye carry-all on my dye character. And recently, I noticed I only had 9 vials of Arid Luin blue dye. A crisis. So I went and got some more. And made some more. Hi, Stormlost. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm spinning your chair around. What? Hi, Stormlost. I learned how to keep her pacified so she doesn't immediately run away when I pick her up like this. But I know what she wants. She sees the hair tie hanging off the boom. You guys can't see it because it's dark in here. But she's like, oh, I want the hair tie. What are you doing? Oh, you being grumpy? Okay. You can lie down. Alright. Her name is Stormlost. She has her own Twitch emote. Though that emote was made when she was still a kitten. And she is now old enough to get her snip snip, so she's a good kitty. She's currently wearing her onesie. On Monday, her onesie comes off. Assuming all goes well, that all looks good, when I check on her on Monday, she should theoretically be completely healed, and her onesie can come off, and she can be a very happy kitty who can wash all of her fur. Yes. Gotta get my crafting mats. So this character hit level 80 by dint of doing all the side quests in Eowyn on the official yesterday. Little bit low.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
A little bit low key today, simply because I've been up since early. Because my university, we did our spring showcase of our program called the Signum Portus for Adult Education, Continuing Education, or SPACE. And so, therefore, since I was helping to co-host, I had a bit of work to do and monitoring some chats and making sure everybody got their stuff. And what was really cool is I got to introduce my favorite preceptor. So the way it works is you missed Dr. Brown's segment because you got a phone call and filled out. Well,
our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Oh, somebody wants to express their stuff in person? Okay. I'll take accolades. So the first segment, they're called space. We call them space capsules, where the teacher of the module. These are not traditional classes per se. They are, but they aren't. So what the program entails is we have a teacher that we call a preceptor. And this can either be an actual doctor, somebody. It could be like one of our graduate students. It could be somebody else's graduate student. It could be a lay person, or another employee of Signum University. In fact, our regional coordinator, Adam Beaton, is doing his first space module next month, I think. I think it's next month. And he's the only person I know that has 5 billion pairs of glasses. Or he basically has lenses that he pops out into various frames. And he likes to do his Zoom calls with as if he were in the cockpit of the Naboo starfighter with Grogu, that the Mandalorian flies with Grogu behind him moving around. It's funny. And this may be interesting to you, Montclair. I'm sure you've heard of Zenkai-Con, because I believe that is somewhere vaguely in your neck of the woods. He is the con chair for that. So he's not like my boss as the regional moods coordinator. Actually, my boss is I don't have a boss per se. Is my coach is Sharon, our door ward, and technically my boss is Corey. So they teach these classes. They're month-long classes. They're like 2 or 3 times a week. There's discussion, there's slides, there's reading to do in some cases. We're mainly a language in literature, university, humanities, and stuff, but we're kind of branching out now. Doing some life arts. And we have like various sectors in space. One is like creative writing. Take a class with the illustrious Sparrow Alden. You will never regret it. If you want to learn writing in an encouraging manner, please take a class with Sparrow because she's amazing. She is our wise woman of Signum University. She is the embodiment of joy, and our university has a very simple purpose. Our value that we try to uphold in all we do is to share joy. That being said, it was my privilege and indeed an honor that I got to introduce the legendary Dr. Sarah Brown, this firebrand of a Welsh lady, who is probably, I once almost got her to, brought her to tears by praising with great praise, many Aglarios upon her head for the amazing work that she does for the university, for all the things that she stands for, all the funny shit she posts on Facebook, my God. Half the funniest memes I post in my own Discord I stole from Sarah. And I have called her the successor to the one and only Dr. Verlin Flieger, who is the Grand Dame of Tolkien scholarship. Verlin Flieger is one of the few living Tolkien scholars who's actually met J.R. Tolkien, has actually interacted with him. I think Tom Shippey might have met him once briefly, but Dr. Flieger actually got to interact with him proper like. And she's one of the leading Tolkien scholars, full stop. You always hear people talk about, Tom Shippey does this, Tom Shippey does that. And I'm like, no. And I like Tom Shippey. He's a hell of a lot of fun. I also get to introduce him occasionally at MythMoot or, make sure he's on the Zoom call. He's a hoot. But sometimes I think Dr. Flieger doesn't get the proper acknowledgement because we're so used to most of the Tolkien scholars being dudes. So one of the other fun things we get to do, and this happened by chance. A few years back, the OneRing.net, this was back when Rings of Power was going to do like a teaser trailer in a Super Bowl ad or something. So the OneRing.net reached out to a whole bunch of Tolkien influencers, content creators, whatever. Corey was invited. Some folks that we, like Kirsten Cairns from the One Ring was there. Like Nerd of the Rings, I think, was there. But they also invited this dude named Willie Jenkins. He was from TikTok. And let's just say he's got a unique perspective on Tolkien. Most Tolkien scholars don't look like him, as you might say. But him and Corey were kind of like, okay, we were talking to all these other folks, but we want to talk amongst ourselves over here. And so they kind of just like completely, you know, they met in the context of this OneRing.net event, because they were doing like this whole breakdown. I was like, okay, here's the ad. Now what does this mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I think there was some other discussion going on, and I think Corey and Willie were kind of getting a little bit like, dude, we just want to talk about this, you know, this thing over here, you know, going really super deep in the lore. Willie is also known as New Beta Do Beta. That's his TikTok name. But, you know, his name's out there in public as well, so I'm not doxing anybody. But he's currently teaching a class, or about to teach a class called the New Betification of the Silmarillion. Imagine a black dude sitting on a stool in a world-class studio, just spitting some verse and talking about the Silmarillion in terms modern audiences are more readily going to get into. Oh man, he is so good.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Oh, I'm going to talk to Lady Tola. We have so many other scholars at the university.
An honorable victory.
Yep, it was.
There is still much to learn.
Alright, we're going to go talk to... The king has decreed a ban on the hunting of orcs. Your husband wants to... Okay, we got to get grandma involved. Alright. Your hubby's gonna try to get himself in trouble. So, we have a whole bunch of really awesome folks at the university. And we're not just Tolkien studies, even though our president, Dr. Corey Olson, is also known as, you know, the Tolkien professor. But we have one of our preceptors, Montclair, I think you'll appreciate this, has a thing on this project we have called the Collaboratory. Collaboration Laboratory. Collaboratory. Oh, I love that portmanteau. It's amazing. I was listening to his music in the background. I'm like, wait, what? And one of our preceptors has taken, I believe, a Dr. Seuss poem and made it about Beowulf. And was like making it was a Christmas carol, I guess, Christmas carol. It might have been, actually no, it was the Grinch. It was the Grinch poem, right? So he took the Grinch, so Christmas time, and made it about Beowulf, and honored both Dr. Seuss's rhyming schemes and also Beowulf rhyming scheme. I heard it at a previous moot, and I'm like, what the hell did I just hear? This is amazing. Alright. I'm sorry, I'm talking about work.
What brings you to these lands?
That's what I've been doing all day, is working.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Okay, don't interrupt them. We're going in. We're going in, chat.
Ingmar, my husband, seeks to persuade his father to allow him to lead a force of men against the orcs who now threaten us, despite Theoden King's ban. I hope his grandmother, Lady Goda, may bring wisdom to the debate.
This is probably one of my least favorite mead halls to navigate around because there's things all over the place. And you can't just like run up this most of like the lower tier of stairs. Hi.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
You have done well.
Alright, we should defend ourselves.
Our mission is dire.
Uh-oh. Oh, I've gained the reef's trust. Sweet.
You did very well.
I like it when we hear the Gandalf voice actor doing other voices. I'm like, yep.
I need you to do this.
And I like how they mentioned this choice is for role-playing purposes only. So chat, what weapon aura am I using? Which one is that? It's the jaunty one from the Jaunty Copper.
I need your help.
Okay. I think Ingmar had the right of it when he said that you, a stranger, could perhaps give wiser counsel than they, for you have not so close to the situation. We speak to both my mother and Ingmar, learn their positions more closely, and determine the wisdom of their arguments. Perhaps then you might advise me. My own feelings interfere with my thoughts. Okay, so you're saying you're emotionally compromised. Got cat hair on my microphone. Okay.
I need you to do this.
Your mother is a strong woman and wise. She has long been my chief counselor and has never led me astray. In the matter of the orcs, she counsels that we refrain from attacking them directly, but for the Theoden King has forbidden it. My loyalty and duty to the king dictates that I comply, yet I am uneasy. Aerworth itself has been raided on numerous occasions, and large numbers of orcs amass not far from here in clear preparation to lay siege upon us. Why then should we refrain from attacking them first, as Ingmar would do? Alas, I know not the answer. Speak with my mother and learn the heart of arguments. Let me know if you decide hers is the wisest counsel. Okay.
I need your help.
How I yearn to ride forth with my son against these orcs who dare intrude upon the lands of the house of Leotharn. Yet I know in my age that my desire, like Ingmar's, is driven more by a lust for glory than for the care of my people. I am torn, for I do see reason behind Ingmar's arguments, but is it greater than my mother's? The lives that could be saved by following my mother's advice would be great, but would it resolve the issues of orcs marauding in the Entwash Vale? Speak with Ingmar, learn the full reason behind his plan, then return to me, and I'll make my decision. Okay, let's listen to the young firebrand first.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Okay. Stand here and debate the wisdom of attacking the orcs, as if driving away invaders in the Entwash Vale could possibly be the motive behind Theoden King's edict. There is rumor that Sauron the White, ever the friend and ally of the Rohirrim, has subjected the tribe of orcs beneath his hand. Surely these are the orcs which the king protects, yet the invaders are from the Misty Mountains. What glory is there in holding up behind these walls, waiting for the orcs to burn them down around us and kill every man, woman, and child within? It is cowardice. I understand, my grandmother is indeed a wise woman, so listen. See, look, most of the problems in Lord of the Rings happens because the husbands don't listen to their wives. See also Thingol. See also, well, I mean, that's the big one, right? I mean, nobody, even though she wasn't anyone's wife until the end, nobody listened to Éowyn. Until Mary did. Alright. Understand, she's a wise woman, but she's also stubborn. She does not comprehend the opportunity that we have. The orcs have not yet mustered enough strength to lay siege to Aelworth. If we strike now, we can cripple their efforts and drive the mongrels forth from the Entwash Vale. There's no safety within the walls of wood. Fire burns wood, and the orcs are master wielders of fire. Will you support my position within my father? Perhaps you may bring him courage and wisdom. Okay, hold on. Hold.
Oh, thank you.
I understand that Tola sent you to speak with me and help you convince my son to refuse Ingmar's plan. Indeed, as you've heard, I have been doing just that. The argument is moot, for Theoden's king's law must rule our decisions. This land is ours only by his command, and we owe our allegiance to him through unbreakable oaths. Understand, I do not debate Ingmar's position. If we were permitted, I would be the first to say strike at the heart of the enemy. But we are restricted. That is why I propose that we strengthen our defenses here in Aerworth. Defending a bastion such as this would reduce our losses well beyond what we would see assaulting the orcs. My grandson questions my reasoning, citing the safety of the outlier farms, but many of those farms have already been abandoned, and many more refugees arrive in Aerworth every day. I believe his lust for glory has blinded his sensibilities. The greater wisdom says that we should defend Aerworth with all our might. Word has already been sent to Thornhope, our city to the north. I expect further aid from Thane Wolfrod at any moment. We consider... Sorry, I was there. It was kind of burning. Defend my position with Ingbert. Consider it well. Okay. I'm going to go with Grandma. Because... if you ride for glory... that is when they will come and kick you, bite you in the ass. Alright, we're going to continue Grandma's quest.
What brings you to these lands?
We're gonna smoke Grandma.
You did very well.
You take a moment to convey your support of Goda's position to Revingbert. I understand my son's desire to ride into battle. In my youth, I was much the same. Few beyond Rohan comprehend what it is to earn glory in the heat of battle. However, my mother's advice, as you say, seems the greater. My mind has decided we'll follow Lady Goda. So if you don't actually accept this and go look at what he says on the other one.
Thank you for your help.
Igniting the passion for glory within Ingbert's heart. I will not remain holed up in these walls like a coward. His manner comes a little. It is true that we have opportunity to scatter these orcs like chaff in the wind, but only if we attack first. I made my decision. So you get the same results either way. But here's the thing. Thinking of the wider story. And this is honestly kind of why I'm surprised this is even a question. Right? One of the things that Ingbert is pissed off Horn, his other son, about is the fact that Horn is here in Aerworth, flouting the orders of the king. So if Ingbert, and unfortunately the game doesn't really get to express this at all, but if the Reeve here flouts the king's authority, then he's a hypocrite, bitching out Horn for, defying the king's law. If you think about it. So, in order to keep things, Ingbert, the Reeve of the Entwash Vale, is not a hypocrite. He's loyal to his king. So, he's not going to question the king. As much as he's going to try to, protect his people. So we're supporting
You did very well.
There you go.
Thank you for your help.
In conclusion, indeed you're correct. It is hard to be forced to choose whom loyalty shall be granted, but I must agree with your counsel. And so this basically... And the other quest does fail, as it said. Alright.
I need you to do this.
And now you get a series of quests to help her. My son is displeased with my decision, but I am Reeve the Vale. When his day comes, he may choose his own course. While I yearn as well to find glory in battle, my first thoughts must be for my people. If you would help my mother with whatever task she has for you, in the meantime, my son and I shall continue siege preparations here. Alright. People are being smart.
Can you help me with it?
I will. We're going patrolling. Alright, we're gonna spy the veil. So I have a feeling we would have gotten the same quests either way, but it'd just be a different person giving them to us. I could look it up on the wiki, but I can't be bothered. I'll be honest, I can't be bothered. Alright, name's on. Let's go. Alright. Why am I getting tagged in Slack today? Oh my goodness, lots of people. Hold on, work stuff. Okay, I took care of that already. How about this? Alright, that's other people doing work. Oh, some really cool stuff is going on. Not my issue. Okay, stuff that I don't have to worry about. Okay, stuff I don't have to worry about. Alrighty. So, let's go to survey the first point. Don't forget to put the word points in chat. Oh, it's down this way. Alright. Put the word points in chat to get entered into a drawing for one of two codes for 100 Locho points. Later in the stream, I'll be giving away a code for a 30-day VIP. Basically, a free month subscription. Hello. Defeat mounted enemies? Well, hell, we're gonna do that. Wait, there's another quest. Oh, that's the epic. Oh, Horn, you can wait a little bit. I gotta go assist the Lady Goda. I gotta go assist your grandma. Because remember, Horn is her son. As well. No, he's Ingbert's son as well, not her son. Grandma. Alrighty, we got him! Do we know what Deb is responsible for the Ellen Fremeden Easter egg in Dunharrow? I don't know, but I remember when Corey first ran across her, when his Wyrgende character went to Dunharrow, he laughed his ass off. Oh, and there's also another an NPC here in Rohan that he likes a lot as well. That's Fastatakalon, I think. The giant turtle up by Woodhurst. Locho doesn't do a lot of homages to other things because it's actually one thing I like about Locho. As compared to like World of Warcraft, which puts in pop culture references all the damn time, you know, is often is breathing. I'm gonna hit you with things. Oh man! Knocked him right off his pony! That was amazing. You want me to get on my... Yeah, here. Let's be fair. I'm gonna be fair about this. I'm gonna hit you with a shit ton of lightning. That was fun. You feel like Beowulf is fair game, though Tolkien translated it? Well... See, that's really the thing, though. It is immersion breaking. Though Professor Michael Drout does have an NPC in the game, and we'll run across that soon. We might even run across the character tonight. Because it has to do with the Curse of Wyrgende, which I mentioned. Points codes are plentiful, but the VIP code I'm not fussed. I'm not too fussed if somebody wins a points code and the VIP code, especially if there's only like a handful of people in the chat. I ain't too fussed about it. Now, if there were like 2 VIP codes on tap, I'd be like, yeah, you can only win one. But it's like, you know, I get 10 VIP or 10 points codes to give away a month. So they hand them out like candy, quite frankly. And you can always win them from other streamers as well. Ah, he fell off. He fell down and went boom. He fell down and went boom. It's dawn in Rohan. Okay, let's go back and do the little patrol thing over here. Where is that warband? He's not too far away. Do I want to fight the warband or not? I think he was just a low-level dude. Oh, look at all these buttheads I can kill. Let's collect evidence of the invasion. Sure. Oh, these are the quests that I have to do. Okay, I got it. Alright. Let's go fight these guys. This will be fun. You know what we're gonna do? Lightning. God, that is so much fun! Oh, we get to burn tents? Awesome! Tents are coming over the hill. I remember during Corey's stream yesterday on Locher's stream, he was a little disappointed that he didn't get to burn Yangovar tents in Dale. That will always be satisfying. Well, you can do lightning as the other kinds as well, but okay, we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna wait for lightning storm to come up, cool down. You miss having pets and chucking fireballs, but with how beastly red lower master is, it's super enjoyable. True. all dead. They all fall down, go boom. Alright, nothing in here actually. A little bit surprising. Man, he looked in here and didn't even see me. Man, how good are Saruman's forces? I mean, come on. Guys are lame. I have a wraith now. Stompy! Someday I should do a challenge where I play blue spec everything because blue fire is best fire. You know, my lore master, I have a lore master on another server. Ooh! The one on Mary is a blue. Is a blue lore master. And the one that I just used, my content creator Valar on. If I had the option to make design spec for anything in Lotro to make it better, it would thoroughly be Valar's. It would make the raiders happy with my designs. Because I kind of agree with Standing Stone on how they designed Valar's about Virtue XP. Well, I think there are some things they could do about BXP in general to make it a little bit better. I think they're trying to do some stuff with it. But of course, the thing that all of the... Oh man, we're going to disrupt everybody's sleep. The one thing that the raiders want for VIP or VXP is just to make it account wide, and there's nothing worse in terms of monetization than making virtues account wide. There's so much that they put into the virtue grind. Cutting Slayer deed requirements was helpful, yeah. But it's like, I don't want to grind for anything. But I'll have to say, it's a little bit hypocritical to complain about the grind in one aspect. It's like, I don't want to have to grind this thing. But then expect people, it's like, well, if you want raid gear, you should do the damn raid. Which I agree philosophically that, yeah, if you want raid gear, you should do the raid. But in terms of you should put the work in to get what you want notion, is like, yeah, if you want raid gear, put the work in the raid to get what you want. Well, the same is true for virtues. It's like, oh, I still haven't patrolled the first point. Oh, Jesus. It's like, which is it? Do you want people to put in the work? Or do you want to just get out of, get it done quicker? The Slayers in Mordor are a pain in the butt, true. Patrol the second point. Rudolph the Red-Nosed raid gear. I love it. I mean, I also see value. I see value in both basic sides of the argument. I think there definitely should be stuff that you have to do the raid to get, no matter what. But sometimes it feels like raiding, and I also see this in WoW, I'll be honest. WoW isn't quite as bad about it, but WoW also has a similar problem where raiders, and I'm using this very generically, I'm not pointing to any specific group or any specific style of raiding, but there are enough voices in the WoW raiding community who are like, you shouldn't have raid gear if you don't do the raid. At all, full stop. And it's like, well, how do you get raid gear? You do the raid. Well, how do you get in? And the thing is, if you're trying to, join a pickup group, one of the things that they have over there is an achievement called Ahead of the Curve. It's basically completing certain parts of the raid, the current raid, on the heroic setting. Because raids in WoW have 4 tiers. There's looking for raid, which you could just queue up for, right? There's normal, which you can't queue up for. You can join a pre-made group. What about cosmetic versions of Osculius stuff? I'm happy with cosmetic things for anything, but there are going to be those folks who are like, well, how do I know this person didn't do the raid? With WoW, they do it differently. They don't have dyes at all. The color of the outfit will tell you which version of the raid you did. So there's looking for raid, which I'm going to go see about this warband here because he's close. Oh, it's this guy. You know what? Let's see if I can get my ass killed. This will be fun. Not you. Let's go for the... Oh. You know what? Let's go. We're gonna kite the shit out of these guys. And we're gonna do fairly tight circles here. Well, one thing I am concerned about is the amount of power I'm using. That's a good chunk of power there, I'm not gonna lie. And one thing I'm doing fairly tight circles is to avoid triggering that guy up there and aggroing this guy down here. Maybe we zoom over a little bit over this way. I don't want to aggro that guy either. Nope. Nope. No, he's got ads. Did I root him? Huh. Don't know. 13,000, 11,000. But I have almost no power left as well. We might have to get creative. Oh, I think part of the issue is that does he have a health thing on him? Oh, no power. I'm just gonna hit him with my stick. He has fallen. Gone boom. Now we're gonna fight these. Yeah, we're gonna do these the fun way. That was fun. Sometimes I amuse myself. So, in WoW, when it comes to raiding, there's this achievement you get called Ahead of the Curve. And what sometimes happens... Ooh, I got a housing deco. And I got the Spotted Warsteed! Oh, ooh, an Appaloosa! You know what, I might actually wear that. Hold on. Pardon me. Hide. So we have just the regular solid Warsteed, and then we have the Appaloosa. Yo, look at that! Look at my pony. My pony is an Appaloosa. Look at that! Look at that. So, one of the silly things the WoW community does in pickup groups is the person who's wanting to fill his party will go to the group finder and put in a listing and say must have AOTC. And there are people who are trying to complete the raid to get AOTC, and they're requiring that you already have AOTC before you can join the raid, which is the dumbest thing on God's green earth. There we go. 4th point. Patrol the final point. So it's kind of like, you know, you must have experience to get this job. You can only get experience by having this job. That kind of thing. Hey, Metal Dog, how you doing? What's up? And so that's part of the problem is some of the discourse is like, we want more people to be, you know, more people should be raiding, but they should have to put in the work. We're not going to bring... So it's like, well, either, what do you want? Do you want somebody who already has the achievement? Or do you want somebody who wants the achievement, may not have the best of gear, and the thing is they're not going to get gear if they can't raid? Now, Lojo does have, and WoW has this too, is there are easier things that you can do to build up to the raid gear. You can do instances. They also have a thing called Mythic Plus, which is basically like dungeons, but on a mythic setting, to where you do... they're harder difficulties for the dungeons, and then you get better gear, and that will be your way into raiding. So, it's always a little bit of a dichotomy. It's like, raiders want more raiders, but they only want good raiders. They don't want raiders who don't already have the gear. They don't want raiders who don't know the fights. They don't want raiders who... They want a raider who's already ready to go. And the people who want to either learn the raid or want to, you know, get into the higher tiers of raiding, either, you know, looking for raid, normal, heroic, and mythic. Those are the 4 kinds of raids in WoW. And so it's kind of like your old T1, T2, T3, you know, whatever. It's kind of like having double gear. Yeah, actually, WoW stole delves. WoW fucking stole delves from Lotro. The idea of delves. They didn't even change the name. So the only difference between there are a few differences, but the only core difference between delvings in Lotro and delves in WoW is that delves in WoW are completely separate instances. They're not missions turned into, tiered difficulty of that same mission. In WoW, delves are a completely separate little mini dungeon. Well, let's be honest. Games steal from other games all the damn time. I mean, there's no copyrighting an idea, right? But, well, could have at least come up with a different fucking name for it. I'm just saying. And I play WoW a lot. I've played it even longer than I've played Lotro, and I've played Lotro since day -3, in 2007. But that was kind of like, I see what you did there. It's kind of like WoW's housing. Kind of pretty much took most of their basic concept from WildStar's housing. I'm just saying. And there have been people who worked on Lotro who went to work at Blizzard on World of Warcraft. And some of them came back. But speaking of devs that came back, there was a recently returned developer by the name of his handle is Zombie Columbus, which I wasn't gonna say this on the official channel, but I'm kind of like this because being an historian, Columbus is not on my list of very nice people to emulate. But this guy is the one who filled the briefly open position who's taking over Baubles. Speaking of the Osgiliath sets, Monoflare. He's working on getting them properly scaled for modern times or whatever. So he's been working on some stuff that we should hopefully see. And he mentioned making some tools to bobbleize. That's the word I made. Bobbleize. All the damn fireworks and shit we got. He mentioned like the prize pie. That little thing. Make that into a bauble. Hell yeah. If you could copyright general ideas, there wouldn't be 400 or 40,000. Same difference. Food service phone games where you prep and serve food to increasingly demanding customers. Yeah. The whole simulator game genre, I don't get. Why would I want to pretend to do a job? To me, pretending I'm in retail is not my idea of fun. Totally not my idea of fun. Aww. Look at that spammer. Just sent me a DM about buying and selling hand-farmed WoW gold. I'm going to report you as spam. And I'm going to block you, whoever you are. Never use gold selling services. Ever. You never want to give them your credentials, your credit card, or anything. Stormlost, you are so freaking cute. My cat is so cute. She's so cute! Look, she's got toe beans. Look at those toe beans. She is so adorable. They want a cat so bad. Well, having a cat is a whole thing. All I can say is when I first moved out of the house, when I was many, many years younger, the first apartment I lived in did not allow cats. I was very upset and displeased by this. And very, very sad. So, I made sure that when I moved out of that place, the landlady was a bit of a bitch. I made sure that every place that I lived was pet friendly.
You have done well. Thank you. You have done well.
I've wasted your time? What? Hey, level 81!
Oh, thank you.
And all of a sudden, she's not my friend. I did what she asked me to do, and now she's giving me the grief.
You did very well.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Aw, he loves his missus. He's very sweet. So, basically, we're gonna wind up doing both sides of that little story. Well, I aided his grandma. I didn't aid him yet. I kind of feel bad for this kid named Horsa in Rohan.
An honorable victory.
Maybe I shouldn't have done all these quests for these people. They're just yelling at me for doing what they asked. It's like this is a walking rendition of the "not like this" meme. I kind of want to put my NASA badge back on, but I'm currently using a Dodo badge while my friend Devilor is doing a playing Windrose. I kind of want to play Windrose, but I can't. It's not in the budget right now. Stormlass has already gone back to sleepies.
Thank you for your help.
Uh-oh. He's gone!
Oh, I need your help.
Now this is kind of rude. I took her side, and now she's cussing me out for doing what she asked me to do. Rude. Rude lady. Okay, then we have these gloves, which will be not an upgrade. And then this wrist that's not gonna be whatever.
You did very well.
See? He said I did very well. Dwarves must fight for dwarves. And don't you like how the fact that we knew since 2008 that the game had female dwarves in it? Just because of the voice acting. Alright, let's go!
Against my wishes, my son Ingmar has taken to the field against the orcs of Maustazg. He thinks of the glory victory would bring him, but not the grief it would bring to those who love him should he perish.
They are the Leo thingers. I do have to say, being on a war steed is a lot easier if you're a ranged character. Ranged or caster. Because all your attacks will be ranged. Okay, we broke through the mounted defenses. What you got for me? Remember we saw these siege engines? And we're like, wow, those look so cool. We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for a day and night on foot. True. That is totally a lady dwarf. Hoital? That name is almost inappropriate. Your grandmother, the old battle axe. Oh my god. fine. You got 8,000. Ah, what glory may have earned this has been of my grief. To know that Saruman the White has betrayed us is terrible enough, but to know that he used my grandmother as a tool is a deathly blow. No, don't die! Oh, hey, I get to loot a body? That never happens. Pow! With the raid from down under. Is it hot in here or the POW raid? Well, it could be both, you know. I do have a fan on right now. How you doing? How's it going? Is it coming up into winter? Aussie visits Gallifrey, hell yeah. And my university is coming not to Oz next year, because we were there this year. We're going to New Zealand next year. We're going to do Kiwi Moot. It's going to be amazing. I wish I could go, but it's already sold out, and I can't afford it. It's finally getting lovely and cool weather here. Loving cozying up in the blankets. Hell yeah.
Thank you for your help.
Alas for Ingmar's foolishness. He went against my commands and now lies dying in the infirmary. It'd only be hoped that the healers may ease his wounds and save his life. Grimmers continues. All is not well even then. I will not be well even then. From what Ingmar managed to tell me that you yourself report, there is indeed a traitor in midst, and I am loath to pursue her. So it doesn't actually matter which I pick, because the one thing that would be for me is not an upgrade. So 1764, 1430, and we're gonna take the heavy armor. But we do get these. We got this whole Entwash outfit for my horsey though. So you're not gonna pursue your mother, who's like right here. Ganto and Aubrey are in New Zealand. Did Aubrey move to New Zealand? I thought she was stateside, but but they're adorable. They are adorable. And I noticed they were playing DDO the other night. I need to talk to them about that. Because, you know, I can talk to them about DDO. Alrighty then.
I need your help.
My mother has always been wise in her ways and her counsel. Why now has she turned to folly? To know that Saruman, ever friend to Rohan, has fallen to evil is nearly more than I can bear, but that he should take with him good folk, such as Goda, daughter of Ethelmar. Nonetheless, I cannot allow this treason to go unnoticed. I would ask that you take my mother into custody. The guards will escort her to the jail to await trial. Damn. Exciting. You plan to play it eventually too? Because I've got much energy commit time in another game, lady. This is the only other. I hope, pal, you managed to get the quest pack code that we recently had over there twice in the recent days. So I don't think they're bringing it back anytime soon. The natural 20 quest code unlocks issue. It's like our content code on this side.
You have done well.
So my son has not the courage to confront me himself. Know this, Lord Master. What I did for the good of the riding and of Rohan. The Hidden King has become feeble-minded. True. Incapable of ruling the mark. Kinda true. Saruman is strong and wise. True. He seeks only to bring order to land. False! See, it's just your essay here, nice lady. Not you, pal, but nice lady on the screen. Was great. Up until until your conclusion. Your conclusion sucked. Conclusion was all wrong. It's all good if you don't get your hands on it. You don't mind giving Standing Stone more of your money per that than giving him 10 of your money. Yeah, true. Yeah, DDO is a hell of a lot of fun. You can watch me on DDO stream tomorrow night. I'm just saying. Guards! Take Ma to the jail because Ma did something stupid. Grandma did something stupid. And now her grandson lies dying in the infirmary. Her one son is in trouble for talking smack about the king, but he wasn't wrong. Her one grandson's dying in the infirmary. The other one's kind of in trouble with the king because he sang a song about the king. The king didn't like. Oh, by the way, pal, you want to see something adorably cute? She's gonna hate me doing this to her again, but I'm going to because you're her. Hi. Hey, Stormlust. With big poopy tail. She baby. She's still wearing her onesie, but her onesie comes off on Monday. Assuming all is well. Right? Stormlust? Aww. She does deserve all the love. Oh, she might actually go to sleep here? No. Little Stormlust. And look at this pretty face. Look at this pretty face. Look at these toe beans. Look at these toe beans. She baby. Toe beans, toe beans, toe beans, toe beans. Right. Like, why you bother me, human? You just knocked your thing on the floor. Had to readjust her onesie. She freaking chewed. Like, the onesie has a drawstring that's a single string that goes like this, and she chewed the end of the string off. Yep, she parted it.
Thank you for your help.
I doubt not that our intent was true, but our allegiance is to Theoden, not Sauron. I cannot believe that there is any good in the deeds of the wizard, and that is a great sorrow. We must, however, persevere, for our hearts fail us. Darkness will consume Rohan.
I need your help.
My son lies wounded, and my mother sits under guard in the city's prison. However, I cannot allow my grief to consume me. Where do you keep a prison? I wish to be certain of my son's health and well-being. Go to him in the infirmary. Learn if if he's conscious, let him know that I am proud of him. He's earned great honor and glory among the people of Eowyn through assault on Mustache. Has brought a reprieve against the siege of the orcs. Oh, Goldwyn has another quest for me.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Oh, we get to go talk to Granny in the jail. Okay. No, wait a minute. You can wait. I'm gonna go talk to your grandson to see if he's alive. You think the Ree would do his part himself? Oh, you know. It'd be a short video game if everybody did their own damn work for themselves, you know? No, it doesn't seem to be dying.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Glory does not belong to me only, but to every man who rode against the orcs. Belongs to you. Tola, my dear wife, was deceived by my grandmother and sought to keep me from harm. She should be made aware that my injury has brought Eowyn a reprieve from the orcs, so that my grandmother acted in treason. Will you bring assurances to Tola? You'll find her at her house nearby. Aww. I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of like, why didn't the Eagles take take Frodo to drop the ring in Mount Dew? Kind of a shortcut.
Another lesson learned.
See? Ingmar sent you, then he has awakened and is coherent. You speak of Lady Goda's treachery and of the glory and honor Ingmar earned, securing the safety of Eowyn against the orcs. This brings me peace. My husband's foolishness nearly left me a widow. Please, leave me alone. Oh, man. You know, I can see your point. I feel like a dupe. I'm trying to be helpful, and they took advantage of it. Oh, more like you're going to see his dying child. Yeah, right? Though I do really like the locks on the jail cells in Middle-earth. These skulls with the dagger going through them, they're ballin'.
Thank you.
She said, "Thing, I have come near, and I wish to atone for my so-called crimes, for I do not believe I committed one. You, however, have committed a great atrocity against my people. You have caused my son and grandson to defy the laws of Theoden King." Hold up, bitch! You're the one who were arguing that we should honor the rules of Theoden King. And you removed the favor of Grima, who holds counsel with greater powers than our king. You know not what you have done, for great wrath shall now be poured out against us. Now leave me await our doom. Oh, lady! You are so messed up in the head. Maybe we should tell her what happened to Egfrith. The lady from Before the Shadow. The Rohan lady, who we saw in Isengard's prison, but who was not in the group that escaped with the rest of us. She probably went glub, glub, glub and drowned.
Thank you for your help.
When Ince rolled in. Good to hear my son is doing well, though I wish Tola would be at peace. However, there's another matter. Oh my god.
I need your help.
I fear that we were not the only ones in Netwash Vale threatened by the Orcs. Weeks ago, we sent word to Thornhope, their city to the northwest, requesting aid against the siege. We have heard nothing from Thane Wolfrot. Well, he's kind of dead. In light of my mother's betrayal, it may be that the messenger never made it to Thornhope, or worse, Thornhope may be already under siege itself. Would I ride and find out what's going on? Yeah, it's not going to be good. However, I'm going to actually talk to Horn, since I'm caught up on the same level with the Epic now. I'm going to talk to our boy Horn. And also, isn't there a deed for going to the top of the tower over there?
Aylmer and his men are still here. I spoke with him briefly.
He said we were going to make the southward journey with him. He has a few places he'd like to stop on the way, including the Stone of Wyrgende. He sighs heavily. Do you remember? It was the story that I told by the campfire in our journey by boat down the Anduin with Cordon and with Nona. King Fengel and his line were cursed. No heir Fengel's line would survive to sit long upon the throne of Rohan. Many thought that the curse had been broken by Prince Theodred, but it seems it was not so. Eomer wishes to visit the stone, and you must understand why. With the prince dead, he as Theoden's nephew, is now next in line for the throne. He is of King Fengel's line, and the curse must now be ever in his thoughts. Speak to him, but gently. Who can know what it must be like to live under such a curse? Okay, so this is actually the reason why I titled the stream what I did. Because the Curse of Wyrgende, it's actually really, really cool of a story. Yeah, on the face it was like, oh, it's like the Beauty and the Beast intro. It's like, oh, powerful prince, in this case a king, tells an old beggar woman to go away instead of offering her a crumb of meat to food, and turns out she's gonna lay a curse on him, blah 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 blah.
What a strange tale you weave.
Yep. Did you learn anything about your friends from the site where we destroyed the Uruks? He listens and he marvels particularly at your description of Baldbark. Oh, what a strange tale. You think that such peculiar things persist under the light of sun in these days? Tell me when you're ready to depart and my men will be ready. There are a few sites that would have us visit on our way to south of Snowbourne, and from there we will go to Edoras. Okay.
You are welcome to ride with my men and I on our southward road.
Alright, have we heard of Wyrgende Stones? It is involved in a tale Rohan and I am quite interested in seeing it again.
I have business in Snowbourne, but first I would see Wyrgende's stone. Will I
Wyrgende.
next fall to the crone's curse?
Okay. And this is visible on the landscape as well, because Aworth is just up that way. And once we get out of this instance, we're going to go visit someplace else up in the Wold that kind of relates to not this particular quest, but the person who did some consulting work on this particular quest. Okay. There it lies, the Stone of Wyrgende. Do you know the tale? He seems surprised to hear that you have been told the tale of Wyrgende, the crone, and King Fengel. Then realization dawns. Ah, of course you would know it. How could you travel with a bard such as Horn and not know it? It is a popular tale, though it be grim and unpleasant. I expect it is true in all lands. The people enjoy stories that seem to explain the poor lot of continued hardship. Oh, we're gonna RP walk? Sure. No son born of Thengel or his heirs would survive to sit long upon the throne. They thought the curse would end if something happened to restore the lost glory of Rohan. Okay. Now, let's go actually take a look at this. And we'll get more into the quest about it. And yeah, that looks like an old dead crone skeleton there. But I want to talk about what's on the stone itself. This is the Kirth. And if you know the Kirth, this will spell something out. And it can be translated. And we're going to talk to this lovely scholar over here, Druid, the Learned Scholar. You may notice he's kind of bald. Druid is one, we mentioned this earlier in the stream, but Druid is one of the very few in-game NPCs based on a real person or an homage to somebody in real life. This NPC refers to Professor Michael Drout, a leading Tolkien scholar. I think he lives in Kentucky, question mark. And as he's translated Beowulf, speaking of Beowulf, he's also extremely learned in Anglo-Saxon texts and whatnot. And he's the one who helped Standing Stone and Chris Pearson and Maid of Lions to write all this stuff up. And the next place we're going to see after this instance is over, we're going to go see something else that he had a hand in. It's up in the Wold. Alright. Can Druid actually tell us anything? Okay, so we have some stuff that he can tell us. And we are indeed at a Standing Stone, but this is well before the invention of Standing Stone games. So what can you tell me of the stone? This is the Stone of Wyrgende and is a place of sorrow for the people of Rohan. The greed of King Fengel doomed his line. The kingdom has languished in the years since he crossed paths with the crone Wyrgende. 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 The runes on the stone bear long study, and that is what I have given them. The carved runes are so high. There's much that is unusual in the old tales. That is the way of such things. What does the inscription read? And this is technically Rohirric, but it's Old English. And I am not qualified to read it aloud. If I did, the music is a bop. I think this was written by Chance Thomas. Would you like to hear the Curse of Wyrgende? This is written in the runes. I've dedicated my life to the study of such things, and it pleased to share it with others. This is what it sounds like aloud. Okay, I'm gonna try it, and it's gonna be very bad. Hudik Fengel, or Holga ik tehade, Gononen shall be all, Seldonung pin no thin, Great Dingse. Don Rohan, thin Rithfederen sinnes, Longe Gebiete, Skell non sunu skell on thun stolle status. Sin and Singdom, then Krafiende, Achuela, Hafoth, Othpreth. I'm just making stuff up this point. Minith, Mirach, and Winkende is Wyrgende. Lovely, is it not? See, I want to hear Mike Drout read this. I want to hear him read this aloud. And the fun part is, I might get to ask him to do that. Because Mike Drout is going to be the guest of, the keynote speaker, one of the guests of honor at Mythmoot in June. And I'm going to be there in person. I'm going to meet Mike Drout in real life for the first time. I have interacted with him briefly in my role as the digital moot facilitator for Signum University when he was the keynote speaker at a previous moot. But this is will be the first time I get to actually meet him in real life. I'm excited. Okay, so what it translates into, Feckless Fengel, fool I name thee. Grief shall be the get of thy greed. No lord of your line shall long live. Upon thy seat no sun shall settle. Kin and kingdom your craving hath killed until the might of the mark is mended. This means the means of breaking the curse is unknown, but it is widely believed that only once the kingdom of Rohan is able to achieve greatness that it had of old will the curse be broken. So this is so good, and this is apparently supposed to be the body of the crone. They didn't... I know, right? The Anglo-Saxon alliterative Kurt. Alright. I thought for many years that Wyrgende's curse had already expired. My uncle's father, Thingol, lived in Gondor. And the lords of Rohan called a Wutan and begged him to return to the mark and take the throne. He said he was virtuous enough and would be such a good king that his reign was certain to end the curse. Indeed, Thingol lived long, and his son Theoden now has many years behind him. It seems now, with the death of Prince Theodred, that the curse merely slumbered. Perhaps it did not affect Thingol or my uncle because they were already born, or because they were not in the Rittermark when it was set. None but Wyrgende can know, and she's long dead. The curse that did not affect Thingol did affect his daughters, and few of their sons survived to reach adulthood. You are of that line. Yep. Will it now affect you? I like how they give additional dimension to these characters in a way that doesn't contradict anything from the books. It's just a little extra spice. Kind of like the idea of the forging of Narsil has the tomb, that whole quest line with Aragorn, where you go find the last Silithar. You can skip that quest. Yeah, that's not even an epic quest. Like, this is an epic quest, right? But you can skip that and still the sword gets forged and it doesn't actually change things. This is just an additional layer of this is some gravy on top of that poutine. Or it'd be whipped cream on top of the ice cream. And now I want ice cream. Okay. Before we do anything else, though, I am going to close the giveaway for 100 Lotro points. We're going to hopefully have 2 winners here. And then we're immediately going to start the final giveaway, which will be for a VIP code for 30 days. So let's do the giveaways. Alright. close. Oh, wow. Draw number 1. No, I might... Hey! You won one. You know what? Yeah. We might do something fun here. Modulator gets the second one. Let's see if Moobot gives us a trifecta here. That's actually what I was hoping it would do. Because there were 3 of you in the giveaway, and I have enough codes, I can just give you each one everyone a code. Now... Alright, let me do this. Let me get my viewer list up here. Alright. There's yours. Erase that. And there's yours. Erase that. And finally... Okay. Everybody's got their Lotro points codes. Now we have a couple more to give away for the rest of the month, and that's fine. Reset. Alright. New keyword. 30-day VIP. Well, I pet the kitty cat. Okay. The deeds of the past often have grave effects on the present. Curses have power with the force of belief behind them. They can become even more powerful. How else can the misfortune of Fengel's line be explained? And how will the knowledge of the curse affect Eomer's actions now? The people of Rohan need him to be strong. He cannot cower in fear of Wyrgende's memory, or his people will suffer. See, Corridon knows what's what. Horn? I had been so certain the curse was broken, as had been all of Rohan. What must it be like to labor beneath the shadow of such a thing and never know when it will reveal its fangs? If Eomer, out of fear, refuses to fight the evils that face our land, then King Fengel's greed will have struck the death blow for Rohan. Alright. We're under attack! Defeat some mounted orcs. Let's go! Rude. You stay away from Mike Drout. Well, at least on this one, I don't have to worry about the health of Eomer. I just have to... Oh, man. It wants me to kill 10 dudes or just a few dudes? Make up your mind, game. Eomer and Horde is riding around. I'm just gonna ride through the flowers. Alright, we're going for you. You! We're talking to the Hall movie. toast. Okay, what actually caused the big skull there? Is that a troll skull? On the back of his horse? It's definitely not a human skull. Got him! Aw. I'm gonna have to go fight some more. The orcs have unwittingly helped me. During the battle, I had no thought of all for Wyrgende and her curse. I've made up my mind. I will not allow the Curse of Wyrgende to control my actions. I am my own man, Eomen's son, and I do not fear the memory of ill deeds done or vengeance sought. I will fight for the people of Rohan until I no longer can do so, and even then I will keep fighting. I have given Wyrgende the time I thought she was due, and now I put the stone behind me and will think of it no more. Onward to Snowbourn! We're needed! Alright. Okay, so we're back at the stone, and the stone is still here. But unfortunately, Druid is still here. Our homie is still here. But he doesn't have any quest stuff for you. I will actually tell you about the stone, though. I like that they do that for him. Because, you know, people would be upset at, like, you only can do this during the instance. You have to redo that quest if you want to play this thing? Nah.
Thank you for your help, friend.
I'm glad to have you and your companions as allies when danger strikes. Orcs and wargs are the type of danger I am not afraid to face. Threats of a more otherworldly nature, those I cannot abide. Still, Eomen's son will face such dangers with as bold a heart as he can manage. The bolder still with allies such as you at his side.
I am ready to continue our ride south to Snowbourn, if you are.
Oh, sure. He ordered Reef Ostrad to empty his land, sending his people across the Entwash to where they can be better defended. But he is young, and I fear foolish. I ride to see if he's obeyed my command. We will speak again in Snowbourn. We'll be a ways before we go speak to you in Snowbourn. Because I want to go to the Wold. Come on, horsey, let's go. So I don't think we're gonna get to the Thornhope stuff now. Well, there's a lot of side questing I can do in Snowbourn to keep my level up with the questing. But I want to go see something. I want to show you something that relates to Mike Drout. I really probably shouldn't be so familiar with the dude's name. It's just I hear Corey mention his name as Mike Drout all the dang time, so that's what I'm used to hearing. Did I kill Doll? Oh, that's Fearhorn. We already kicked his ass. Alright. I like how if you pass honey on the ground, it has the sound of bees until you pick it up. Oh god, bees. Okay, which warband is this? Skutog, we've already kicked his ass. Notice how I'm being very good and not stopping for random ore nodes or random... If they're a rich ore node or a heavy... See, if this is a rich ore node, I'd stop for it. Or a heavy branches, I'd stop for that. But they are not, so we are not. Look how pleasant this is. You wouldn't think that a whole troop of orcs just ran through the countryside a little while ago. With some hobbits on their backs. Now, with how much riding and how open this landscape... I mean, my god, look how amazingly open this landscape is. And so I do a little bit understand the folks who were cranky about... We're gonna decline. We've already kicked his ass. But I will stop to pick up the thing. No, I'm not picking up the helm of the Thane. Oh wait, this is where what's his face died. Well, it's a lower level quest. We're not doing it. So here in the wold, just down the hill from Tookingbird, which like this little tower and this practically a hut below, and a couple of tents is its own landmark named Twickenberg. But this is freaking awesome. Okay, so they're gonna have to rebuild the wooden statues periodically because wood decays over time, but the stone would stick around for a bit. Earl's Hallow, which has, you know, the white stones of, you know, the horse, contrasted with the green stones. And then you have these things, these little things right here. And I'm going to turn off the UI for a little bit. This is basically telling the story of Earl. And again, this is the Kirth. And these do translate into Anglo-Saxon text, Old English, and then they can be then translated into like our English that we understand. And I don't recall if they actually had a thing to click on. So this is like, you know, this is Errol taming Felaroth. Oh no, was that Fram? Or Errol tamed him after he killed his father or something like that. After the horse killed his father. And this, of course, is the Black Arrow. Gondor needs aid. And so this translates into that. And you can look on the wiki. These have been translated to where the wiki have those available. And this, of course, is the Rohirrim riding to Gondor, to the Battle of the Celebrant. And this is Arrow defeating the leader. Notice the horse, the braided horsetails over here, by the way. That's cool. Now the braided and the non-braided. So these are like horsetails. Maybe when well-loved war steeds passed away or something, their tails would be turned into decorations. It'd be really cool. And of course, these wonderful wooden statues. Look at these. And of course, Arrow. Beautiful carving. This relief. And there's some more Kirth down here. And over here, we have Pledging of the Oath to Gondor. You notice how in the background it looks the forest is here? That's actually really cool. Like each image has a little bit of a background on it. But these are generally, you know, ringed with it's like green, and then we've got this little thing around it, and this of course is a river. The Anduin. But this one has like trees as the background. And then the words around here. And then there's, you know, the throne in Edoras. I am the king. Then pledging allegiance, as it were. And then the death of Ero in battle. Poor Feloroth. He looks so tormented in this too. So yeah, basically it tells the story, and I just noticed this, how they have the symbols for the various areas up here. Well, I mean, there's the generic Rohan one, and then you got this one, that one, and over here, you got that one again, which is the Floodwind one. Yeah, it's the same ones that are repeated, but in different ones. But speaking of Floodwind, we should be able to use Floodwind to get back to... but yeah, this is all the Kirith text in this Hallow has been translated. It is available on the wiki, loger-wiki.com. We're going to ignore that. I think Floodwind can get us to Snowbourne. If not, we're going to ride all the way back down to Snowbourne. And we're going to be going for about another 50 minutes or so. Hello, other player. And then I am going to rest because I've had a very long day, and tomorrow I'm going to work. The day job. Don't talk too much about my day job because it's nowhere near as much fun as my second job, which is working for the university.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Okay, we cannot go to Snowbourne directly from here. Eh. You know what? It's a beautiful day in Rohan. Let's just do the ride. I don't give a shit. It's so pretty. Let's follow the quest arrow. And skirt the little pond here. So I spent a good chunk of time last night working on getting my charity marathon character ready to go. And I got her to the point, and then I went and played WoW for a couple hours as well because I wanted to play something other than Lojo for a little bit. But I went and got the character. Oh my god. Oh, it's sad. Got the character, all of the racial deeds completed. Because I wanted to get her the Return to Bree skill, and I wanted to get her the one-handed sword skill, or the one-handed sword bonus. The one thing I haven't done with that character yet, but I figured I have plenty of time between now and then, is I still haven't gotten her any of the, what do I have? I'm looking at the wrong file. Basically, I have a whole bunch of rep things I want to do with the character to unlock, simply because I want to... Oh, she's a mariner, so it'd be cool to use the sailing skills in the anniversary. But most of them require acquaintance level reputation with the local factions. One of them requires friend with the associated faction. Hold on. We're going to pick up the oak here. And I think one of them I'll be able to pick up pretty easily because I have to... One of them is sailing to the Murkeves, which is kind of interesting because there's a baked-in sail to Imlad Lilith. Basically, we'll be here in 2 weeks. That's where Pippin dropped his brooch. Alright, let's go run across the river. Are we going to fall in the river? Ooh, we did not fall in the river. Okay. Yeah, there's the place that Pippin dropped his brooch back there. But since Mariner, once you hit like level 58 or something, you automatically get the sail to Lorien skill. So it's like I don't really need to get the Murkeves skill because I can just sail to Lorien and then just take the boat over to the Murkeves. No big, fat hairy deal. No big cares. On the other hand, I do want to kind of use the sailing skill as much as possible. I love the fact that I do have a sail to Buckland, which is going to make a couple of the Buckland area stuff really easy to do. I decided, I was like, okay, what place should I set my milestone to? Wow, Faldom has gone missing. Except it's down there. But doesn't it look like they were going to build something here and just didn't? Stormlost, what are you doing? It's the Croft Watch. So people have finally noticed that they renamed the Croft lands. If you go to find Rohan on your maps, like at a stable master, they call these the Croft lands now. And it's a freaking nice view. This is a Croft Watch. You can even look at Hootbolt over here. And even a little bit up into there. Which of course we can't go to. It's pretty nice. Are we gonna fall into the orc place? No, we're not. Are we gonna plummet to our doom? Maybe. Not. It's okay. I'm walking it off. Hold on. I'm getting tagged in Discord. Not Discord, in... Alright. Nothing I need to worry about. Remember when that debuff took like 2 minutes to walk off? North Cotton Farm remembers. Yep. Whenever I would normally make a joke about Pepperch Farm remembers using that old meme, when it's in Lotro companies, it's always North Cotton Farm remembers. Because that's freaking funny as hell. That's a yawny kitty. It's a pretty yawny kitty. Did I not? Okay. Let's get this Rittermark Scarn. Oh, we discovered Brad's Croft. Brad, is this Brad the otter? Stephen Brad the otters? Otter news on Blue Sky. Will we aggro the orc? Surprisingly not. I have to say, the burn fields does make it easier to find the oak branches in the ground. Thank you for the follow, Hailey and Jim. I guess Jim is a fan of Legend of Zelda. We found Worthing. Squirrel! Is that a squirrel in the grasses? All right, we're getting everybody on our cases. Now, leave me alone. Good night. I noticed that the skirmish captain still wants to talk to me. This character has unlocked skirmishes, so I'm not sure why the skirmish captain has a quest for me.
A brisk ride. Now, to the business at hand.
Dun dun dun.
I want to know what is really going on in Snowbourne.
Look around, did not see the preparations for which I asked. I will speak with Rufastred to learn why he delays. Let's try something else first. It is said that you catch more horseflies with honeycakes than you do with lamp tallow. Introduce yourself to Grimstun, one of Fastred's personal guards, and ask him why the people have not begun to move where it is safe. Grimstun knows me, and the answer he would give to me might be different than the one he gives to you. I want to know what is really going on. And you are a more sure path to that answer. Okay. By the way...
We travel swiftly, but we will aid you as best we may.
You can get yourself some nice cosmetics here. Not as good as Dunlin cosmetics, but there's some nice cloaks here. Get some Ethlas. They shouldn't have these on there anymore. But this is the part that I get salty about. Look at these. These are like the good recipes for crafting, and you need to have crafting rep to buy them, and the recipe binds on a... See, I wouldn't mind the reputation if the recipes were bind to account. I'm already out of soda. To be fair, I drank a lot of my soda early on because I had some really fucking tasty barbecue ribs for supper that were leftovers from last night. And they were tasty both times. Look at all these recipes for, like, you know, even basic jewelry. Wait a minute, these, yeah. These don't bind to... Well, they don't say bind on acquire. Let me find a scholar one. Hold on. Is there a scholar one? I want to test a theory. I've got a theory. It could be bunnies. Are they... Oh, here we go. Scholar. I want the Ethelus recipe. I can't even buy it yet. How's my reputation with these dudes? Oh, I have to do some damn quests. So, if I were buying recipes for, this or those, that'd be okay. I'm 200 away from getting the next tier with a mint of the Entwash Vale. Well, damn. Should probably go do that one quest. Okay. Let's go do some questing. Scholar. But this is where you get your War Steed bridle. Is you want to, need to be min level 100, and you can just use one of your golden marks of the Ritter mark to get the bridle. So I would want a light bridle. Can I buy one now? Oh crap, I could. Well, good. I'm already good to go for that. I'll just save that for later. Why do these things still drop? Are they even useful anymore? Oh, I do not know. Alright. Do 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 do. Open that box. Open that box. Do do do. Alright, being a little silly now. Let's open this box, which is completely full. Open up this box, which is my vault, but that's okay. I'm gonna chuck this right in there. Look at all the fun stuff I have in here. See, I got heirloom blue dyes. I bought them from the store, as you can see. No, I made them. Never mind, I made them. Oops, I didn't want to lock that. Okay, that was not you. Okay, maybe I'll get fortunate and get the recipe that I want. Well, if I had a champion, that would be good. You can't wait for Rivendell housing so you can finally take things out of your belt and put them in a house with more hooks than your standard. Yes! I mean, I have a Fallowthorn house, and it's beautiful because it's right on the river. That's why I bought it. It's just beautiful to me. But it is tiny. It is very tiny. I want to buy a whole neighborhood because I have that many decorations. I want to put them someplace. I just want to put them someplace. So, and my idea is to take the neighborhood. First of all, I do have a mead hall. I do have a geode house. I do have a waterfall thing. So I'm going to take the racial decorations for those three and drop them, basically decorate those three properties. And then I'm going to take what's left and start decorating my other properties. It's right next to the waterfall, even though it's gorgeous. You left more than 4 exterior hooks. Yes. Yes, please. Alright, let's look at crafting. Throw those in there. You do not have enough room. I need to clean out my crafting. I need to get a crafting carry-all. Or 5. Well, let's see how many of these things I can throw in there. Indigo plants! Random ass druid joke. Oh, the logs of wood can go in there? Well, crap. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way. Alright. That's a few things. Alright. You're only going to get one house, but you know it'll be more than enough for what you have. Well, there you go. I'm going to get a kin house with my band's kinship. And use that character to try to buy up the whole neighborhood. So I'm kind of debating because I took a look at... There's the list of names that you've seen the list posted, right? There's 400 names on it. And I went through the list and picked out the names that I was most interested in. I'm not going to say which they are because some people don't realize that if you mention what your favorite names are, some jackass is going to try to steal the name on your favorite server. That's what people do. So I don't advertise. Like, I'm going for this one. I'm going for that. I'm not telling you which one I'm going for. I'm going to go for the one I'm going to go for. But I have 5 names, actually 6 names now, on my short list. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different alternates that I'm okay with. Because they either sound nice or I like the translation. The 6 that I really like is I really like the definitions as well as the names sound nice to me. So I'm kind of going back and forth on the ideas. Do I want to grab the very first name as soon as it crops? Like, if one of my top 6 names is in the initial list, do I go for it and buy that whole neighborhood as quickly as I possibly can? Or if I see that any name in that neighborhood's already purchased, then I go for, remove it from the list. Or do I simply wait a few days for the initial crush to get past? Because we know for the first week, they're going to be spawning neighborhoods. Normally the way they do a neighborhood is they don't spawn new ones automatically until the existing neighborhoods are more than like 75% full. But Celestrata, who is the most amazing lady, our store lunch lady, I call her our lunch lady. I don't know why, but it's funny to me. I don't care. Hopefully it will not offend her. And if it does, I will stop using it. You just rather get the house. See? And everybody has their own thing with Rivendell housing. Some people want a specific address because they looked on Bullroar. They looked at each one. They saw what appealed to them for whatever criteria that is. I mean, the kin house is the kin house. You don't have much choice there. But in terms of the 4 deluxe and the 2 standards, the only thing that is going to matter is what people personally find attractive about the property, right? There isn't as Scenario described it on Discord, I think it was. Or maybe it was the forums. I think it was Discord. Where he said specifically that there isn't anything, and I'm blanking on the word that he used, mechanically different about any of the properties. There isn't like a waterfall house. There isn't a geode house. There aren't these special chase properties. So the only thing people are going to be different, what anything's going to be different about them, is where they're located and how close are they to the kin house. How close are they? Like, do you want the valley view? Do you want the view out to the Trollshaws? Do you want to be close to the town services? Do you want the be closest to the river? I'm kind of sad that there's nothing like super close to the river, because you know me, I love water. That's one of the reasons why I like the Lindleby housing, is that you could have your house near the water. And for the waterfall house, you have the creek that runs. You have to cross a creek to get into your property. So you got a river on the border of your property, and then you have the waterfall inside your property. With Rivendell, honestly, the only thing that is most interesting to me is the view. Having something close to town services, well, I already have that with Belfless, so I don't need that in Rivendell. But I do need someplace to put all my shit down. So my idea was, once I get the neighborhood purchased, that once I divest like all the stuff I'm going to put in the Geode house, all the stuff I'm going to put in the Mead Hall, all the stuff I'm going to put in the Belfless house, all the stuff that I'm going to put in the Lindleby Smeal, and then I'm going to take what's left and spread it out into themes. So right now my Belfless house is kind of like my winter wonderland sort of thing, and so I can take all that winter stuff and put it on one of the Rivendell plots. You love houses next to water, but you don't mind for this house. For Monteslayer, it's a huge thing for you because as a kinship leader, you have to be the one to buy the house and use GDO mechanics where officers can also do it. Yeah. You know how I found out DDO officers can buy the guild airship for the guild or upgrade it? Is because one of my officers did that and didn't tell me. Jerk! I'm allowed to call him names. He my friend. And you have to try to get a neighborhood where there's room for the kinnies who want in. Yeah, so if you have like 6 friends who want houses in that neighborhood, 6 kinnies, and you have the kin house, so you have to just swoop and get the whole damn thing. And so when it comes to the day of, unless they drop temporary housing brokers, which I kind of feel that they're kind of resisting that notion. And what I don't know, and I did actually DM this to Salistrata because I didn't want to start a fire about it in the official Discord, but my wonder here is about whether or not the temporary brokers caused the problem where people were trying to buy the same house at the same time. That all these other brokers, like there were so many brokers trying to do the same command at once that the system spazzed out. And so if that's the case, then, well, I guess we're just going to suck it up. I don't want there to be performance issues on the day of. And I don't want people to not be able to buy the house they want because the system fucked up. I want people to be happy, except in the case where if they were settled on one specific neighborhood name and they didn't get it, there's 399 other names to choose from. For fuck's sake, pick one. Pick 5. Have a list. Like the rest of us. Because it's really the way you got to do it, is you do not want to settle on one specific neighborhood name. And For me, I just go, does this neighborhood name sound pleasant to my ears? Okay. We are fortunate we have some really amazing people, like last one, and others, who are taking the elf names that they pulled from Bullroar and are translating them. So we know what they mean. And so that's actually really cool. I should do some more questing. I should also piss out the cat. As you said in the official, there are like 95 that are versions of river and rocks in a bundle that are a nice place to live in some manner. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the song from the Canadian comedy trio, The Arrogant Worms. There's trees and rocks and rocks and trees and trees. This is the Canadian song. Okay, where am I going? Talking to Grimstone over here. By the way, here we will meet one of the coolest NPCs who is actually a book character. And when Corey ran across this character, he decided this character spoke like Yosemite Sam.
Who are you? What are you doing in Snowbourne?
He asked why Fastred has not moved his people across the Entwatch where they can be better protected. The Reeve has his own opinions on this, whatever the Third Marshal thinks. Aram is a long way from here. He does not know what is really going on in the Sutcrofts. The women and children could be moved, certainly, but Aylmer wanted everyone to depart, even the warriors. These are their lands. Better to stay and die in your own land than to live with the say-so of another man's plot. Snowbourne will not retreat, though, be burned to the ground. Its people will defend it to the last. Okay. Okie dokie.
That is what I suspected.
Now we'll need to go speak with Fastred, but he may need more evidence to be convinced of the dangers people face. Ride onto the plains of the Sutcrofts and defeat mortal corruptors and warg riders, seizing their implements of destruction. Spears and firepots. Bring them back to me, and I will show this evidence to the Reeve. If that does not change his mind, we may need to try something else. Well, you know, Fastred is a bit of a hot-headed man. It's going to take a bit. One name is one letter off from a character name you've had for ages, so that was amusing. Yeah, I can imagine that. And it wasn't like Chris Pearson was going to make a bunch of names that translated like Bleeding Wound or Balrog Poop or whatever, since the head of the Housing Association is Elrond. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I want to actually, speaking of housing, you know, a lot of people have problems. Like, I don't have a meat hall. I want to see, are there any meat halls available here on... To be fair, I'm on Angmar, so I don't know.
What can I do for you today?
Let's, There are some meat halls. Arrowdell, that was Cordoban's meat hall location over on, Langevall. Back in the day. So that's the Kingstead house. And what about the Eastfold ones?
Are you looking for something, friend?
There are 3 Eastfold ones. I was actually... I don't think I would actually buy an Eastfold meat hall. I mean, I like it. But the house, like, on the corner... The one that better overlooks Metaseld would probably be the house I would want to buy just for the view, but I'm not horribly tempted to buy any additional Rohan housing right now. I want to buy Rivendell housing. What does the fox say? Oh, we got a ways to go. What is the difference between Eastfold and Kingstead housing? Well, Kingstead housing is on the landscape. Well, it is and it isn't. It's basically, it's kind of like they put it here, right? On this plane. So all of a sudden people can't ride across that plane because there's something in the way. Eastfold housing is kind of like perched on this mountain back here. Let me show you the maps. Let's go to the Kingstead. Okay, so one is here to the north of Edoras. So you can kind of look across the fields to Edoras, to Meduseld. It looks very pretty. You don't have too many trees in the way. The Eastfold ones are actually technically here in Eastfold. And they look down over Edoras. So if you get this property right here, you got a really great view over to Edoras. You have one here from the Mead Hall as well. But this is the one people pitched a fit about. Let's be honest, they pitched a fit about it. And there are people who still have this in their forum signatures. Like, get rid of Kingstead housing. It sucks. It ruins the landscape. I can no longer ride through there. But this one, because the Mead Hall is on a hill, you can stand here and look straight across the whole thing to Edoras. It's just a little bit further away. And this one's kind of nice because they have these nice ponds here. There's a pond down here. This is the special cave house. It's a little bit special. It's got a little treasure cave. Like, you go outside the house, go down the hill down here to the embankment, and there's a little cave that you can decorate. And in the Eastfold one, there's the tower up here. Well, the house up here has a Gondorian tower that you can actually put something on the top of the tower. And you can jump off the tower and fall to your death. But I think a lot of people who get Eastfold, if they don't get the Mead Hall or the tower, they go for this house here or this house here because they're the ones closest to town services. The ponds are always nice. There's like this one. It's got the fishing pond in the back. So these have a lot more variety. And I'll be honest, there isn't that much variety in the Rivendell housing. And that's by design. I ain't mad about that. Cramp. Yeah, we're going to try. Oh. We're going to have fun with Cramp if we run across him. He's over there, isn't he? You can actually die by jumping off the tower. Yeah, I thought you can die in Homesteads. Yes, you can. You can die anywhere in this game if you try hard enough. Okay. Go get him. You think all the Ooters... Yep. Okay, you aren't the person I need. You are not either. Let's keep going to find the people that I need to beat up. Well, see, part of the problem with Cramps of Warband is the simple fact that it's an orange level quest. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold the phone here. Seeing. Let's for Cookie, not you. Seeing. I need to reforge my allies. I'm so far behind on doing anything with my allies. Shh, don't tell anybody who gets really upset if you don't pay attention to your gear. You never died going to your house and you usually just throw yourself off the cliff so you land on your property? Rohan is premium. You have to pay if you want to die, I guess. Okay, yeah, they're over here. Okay, so we're gonna try to steal this guy's fire pots. We're gonna first of all get this boar out of the way. Sometimes it's definitely a lot easier to beat up dudes when you're on foot, because you do more damage when you're on foot, right? Though I do run the risk of more risk of getting spawns, wraith spawns. I don't want both of these guys to aggro. Let's try it anyway. Oh crap, got them both. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Ashturub. The Desolate Crofts. Ooh. I love the Ents Go to War. They stompy stompy. They very stompy stompy. He got stompy stompy too. Okay. And it's the regular Slayer deed. Oh, we're gonna have to fight you anyway. Alright. This is what you get for messing with me! Where's that other one? Where'd he go? Oh, he went down here. He went to take a whiz in the crick. Alright, I don't need you. I don't need anything but you. Do 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 do. Alrighty. Let's go back to Aomar. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Coming up toward the end of the stream, we're going to be doing a giveaway for a 30-day VIP code to one lucky viewer. So just put the phrase 30-day VIP. No spaces. Capitalization doesn't matter. And good luck. Did somebody else beat Cramp up here? I don't see him. Not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna get back to Snowborn and turn my quest in. More dork. So my next stream for Lotro, it might be Thursday. Thursday is probably either gonna flip-flop between Lotro and DDO, depending which one I want to play more. But definitely next Friday on Lotro stream I'll be here. I'll be on a little bit earlier than usual than my 3 o'clock thing because Corey has to leave early. So he's gonna leave about 2:30. So I'll be starting when he gets off the thing. So just FYI. Also, can I point to you one of my favorite things about Snowborn, by the way? It's one of my favorite things about Snowborn that I hope Scenario never fixes because it's adorable. It's adorable. It's adorable. You can go fishing in this little puddle. Did I was misbehaving? Oh. Yeah, it's just this little freaking puddle. Like, you can barely see the water from certain angles. And apparently it's fishable. How did I discover that? By accident. I saw a puddle, like, oh hey, can I fish in this? Yes. Scenario has never fixed it. Don't fix it! Matt, don't fix it! I got something. What'd I get? I got a char. My proficiency in fishing has increased to 2. So this character hasn't fished before. So the first place she fishes is in Snowborn. I am probably the only person who has actually fished in the lava outside Barad-dûr. Across the long bridge from Barad-dûr, there's the lava pits to the south, toward the slopes of Mount Doom. And these days, there is a debuff zone around those lava pits, and also they're no longer fishable. But they were fishable in the very first beta edition, first Bull Roarer edition of the Mordor expansion back in 2017. And so I do have a couple of screenshots of me fishing in the lava outside the Dark Tower. My character looked like she was wearing her skivvies because at the time, they didn't actually have the artwork in for... Don't forget to put your offhand back on, just saying. But yeah, for some reason, this little itty bitty shitting pond is fishable. I don't know why, it just is. But yeah, the first Bull Roarer for Mordor had that set up that way, and they fixed it. They turned it off for the second edition of Mordor. And I was sad. It's like I wanted to fish in the lava pits. And my character looked like she was wearing... Because they had the
this
arch
will show
in.
Reeve Fastrid what his people may face. While I speak with the Reeve, I would have you spar with some of his people.
Okay, I'll spar with a few dudes. I'll kick their asses. It'll be fine.
I will do my best.
You give up! It's fine. Walk it off there. You're doing right. You're doing the right thing. You're walking it off.
Perhaps I will surprise you.
Mm-hmm. You're on fire, bud. Can't jump out. Thought I was being clever by going through the meat hall. But no. Oh, do I have to fight the kids again? No, this is the crafting area of Snowboard. Because once upon a time, this was the end game of Lotro. Alright, this guy's a veteran. Hey, get over here.
Huh. Let us see what you can do.
And there's also quests in here we're gonna pick up. Might just be the task board that's triggering it. Yeah, it must be the task board. Talk to Horn and Corridon. Sure, I'll talk to my homies. See my favorite puddle in all of Snowbourne. Oh, they're up here. By the milestone. Ah, nope. Denied. Oh, Horn. What do you think? Oh, hi, Stormlost.
I saw Aomer emerging from his talk with Reeve Fastred. He did not look happy.
I trained with some of the people of Snowbourne as well. I hope for their sake that Fastred listens to reason and moves them across the Entwash. Their skilled weaponry takes a little time to discern and less time to overcome. Yep. What do you think, Corridon? What are you staring at?
Few of the villagers would speak to me, and none wished to spar with me.
Yeah, I consider myself a hopeful elf, but his raised eyebrows speaks volumes when he finishes the thought anyway. Right now, this hopeful elf is hoping they flee before the orcs arrive. Either way, Snowbourne will be empty. Better to be burned empty than filled with the bodies of the unfortunate. See, my companions aren't stupid, aren't foolish, foolhardy, hot-tempered. It is the last chance to get in on the giveaway before we turn this quest in. Or after we turn this question.
Fastred is a fool.
I plan to return to Edoras after this visit to Snowbourne, but now the need to do so is even more urgent. We have to leave now.
We have to return to Edoras at once.
I need to report to the king that Fastred is refusing to move his people across the Entwash. We simply do not have the riders we would need to effectively defend them here in West Rohan. We will have a better chance of protecting the people. Come with me to Edoras. Oh, we're going to do this first. Hold on. We're going to do this first. We got to go talk to the king. Oh, we're going to get the banner accessory.
We will consult with my uncle Theoden, and he will resolve this issue with Fastred. My uncle Theoden will listen to me and put right the situation with Reeve Fastred. He is still king in Rohan.
Mm-hmm. And this quest is entitled Night Falls on Meduseld. Because it is nightfall. The beautiful night sky. Okay, let's go. Look there! Behold the golden hall of Meduseld, seat of my uncle Theoden, king of Rohan. We will speak with him and obtain a decree that the Reeve will be unable to ignore. They must move their people across the Entwash where we can better protect them. A decree by Theoden King will be more difficult for them to ignore, I deem. He looks momentarily discomfited. I rode north with my Aelred to hunt the orcs against my uncle's wishes. He may still be displeased, but we must hope that he will forgive the disobedience for its happy result, the death of the orcs. Yeah, you think. Wrong. Could have been trusted with the protection of the king and his family. I'm ready to climb some steps. Oh crap, there's more steps. And even more steps. Something is not right. I see the influence of Grima. I love these dudes. Sitting here on guard. They got a nice comfy chair. And they got their swords on their laps. Hama! Poor Hama! There's Deowini. This is not going to be a happy homecoming. I remember when Corey was first playing through the Rohan story on his main character, or on his epic only character, and he was so upset. He's like, "But what about Hama?" When he was playing through the Helm's Deep story, he's like, "But Hama!" And we're like, "Corey, keep playing, keep playing." We had to convince him he had to keep playing. You eventually got the story of Hama. Hama, though, would have said, and you've come to the Golden Hall of Mediceld in the presence of Aylmer, nephew of the king, and you are as welcome here as he himself be, if he speaks well of you. Someone say they require more friends rather than fewer. That is not what Grima would say. I say that is for the prophets of wisdom, then Grima's words are nothing to me. Why am I reading? You can read this yourself. You don't understand. Why I must leave my bow with this man? Do they not trust my word as an elf? If I say will do no harm to their king, no harm will come to him from my hand. It's not that I'm offended, it's just that we went to some trouble to recover this bow the last time it left my possession. And I do not believe you'd win a similar wager to get it back again. How will we leave it here with this man, Hama? Rohirrim seems so afraid of elves. I believe I could make a frightful face at one of them and cow him into returning my bow if it came to that. Okay. Horn is going to have problems giving over the sword of Wadu than Nona, which is a Rohirric sword. I will leave Nona's sword. Oh, see, I'm wrong. I will leave Nona's sword with Hama, for I trust the door warder Theoden and know him to be an honorable man. He will see to it that the blade is returned to me after our audience. I do not like to be without it for even a moment, but I will do as Theoden King requires. I'm sorry you must be inconvenienced this way. Do not blame Hama for it. He's simply doing his duty. The safety of the king must come before all. In keeping the weapons of strangers outside the hall can help assure it. It was never like this in days of old, however. I sense the influence of Grima in this. Alright, Hama? Alright, let's go talk to him. Let's go talk to the king. And... hold on. We're gonna do this. Every time I come in here for the first time with a new group of people, I always look around Mediceld. Because this is the most glorious building in probably all of Lord of the Rings Online. Just look at the detailing of this Anglo-Saxon style knotwork in metal. We're going to ignore you for a minute. Look at the detailing on the pillars. Man, if I could get these or something, even like a lesser version of this for my pillars and my meat hall, holy crap. But my favorite are the tapestries. Now, some people didn't like the tapestries because it's like, that looks like comic book art. That doesn't look like art from her. I'm like, I don't give a shit. It looks cool. The brothers sent to Gondor, who fell in battle in Gondor to Mumakil. The same as a couple of Gondorian sons. And yes, the Kirith does translate. Thank you, Professor Drout. Now, this one, of course. And if you do like the normal questing, you actually have quests that will tell you about these. Will actually describe them and, you know, give you a little bit of the lore about them. Folka and the Boar of Everholt. They slew one another. Then, of course, the passing of the key to Orthanc from Gondor to Saruman before he had many colors. Helm Hammerhand knocking out Wolf. The Eralingas crossing the river. Ride! Pushing back the Dunlendings and saving Gondor. I forget which one this one is off the top of my head. Actually, I think it's, yeah, this is, the Revenge, after Helm died. This is, his sister son taking the throne. I like this one. So, which one of these is my favorite? This one. And the reason I like this one more than the others is because somebody took this image and made a real life tapestry that back when Standing Stone had an office, it hung in the office. And when I talked to Cordovan at the Paxi's player meetup last month, was it last month? How long ago was that? It was last month. He said that it's still hanging up in their current cubicle of an office, their server closet of an office. But yeah, that one's my favorite one, is because somebody made them a version of this that was hanging in the office for years. Have I gone to Wildemore yet? This character is not ready for Wildemore. Wildemore is like the last thing you do in Rohan. Well, it's like you go to Wildemore and then you go to Helm's Deep. And then from Helm's Deep you go to the Pass of the Dead. And then of course we have, these wooden statues, which you would figure in the 500 years that the Rittermark has existed, that Medicel has existed, they've had to put these up a couple different times. And then of course, oh, I'm glad they fixed Eowyn, because, or maybe this is just for the instance, but if you see Eowyn here in Medicel during other portions of the story, she's wearing the mantle of Finduilas, which is Faramir's mom. It was described as like a blue and silver mantle, like a cloak, wrought with many jewels. And so they had the Eowyn character model wearing that. I'm like, oh, she's not supposed to wear that yet. She hasn't met Faramir. And this is the Golden Throne. Poor Theoden. Alright. Let's go back and actually do the quest. And yeah, this is more Kirith, more Rohirric on the floor. And it does translate. Thank you, Professor Drout. One of the outfit blogs used to be called Starry Mantle because of that cloak, but they stopped. Aww. Yeah, outfit blogs are hard to maintain, apparently. Alright. We're going to do this quest, and then we're going to do the giveaway, and then we're going to take off. It is my master Glewinner. He taught me the craft when I was young. What has he done? I have seen enough. It is I feared when my uncle forbade me to pursue the orcs. His will is not his own. It is Grima's doing. What did he do? Oh! You should have left your blade outside. He walked right through me, that guy! Hi, Grima, what do you want? Stares at your piercing eyes. You feel distinctly uncomfortable. How much knowledge of your imprisonment in Isengard did Saruman share with his nefarious agent? You learned in the caverns below Isengard that Grima is a pawn of Saruman, but does Grima know that you know? He's covered by the lowest sort of companions there, then King. Excuse you? Uh-oh, the Curse of Wyrgende! Ugh, gross! Don't you be pawing at her. Now, if you had the fish slap emote, you could slap him in the face. Unfortunate. That will not happen again.
In the Golden Hall of Medusult, we beheld what I have long feared. Theoden King has fallen under the sway of his chief counselor, Grima Wormtongue, who speaks with Saruman's voice. Rohan is imperiled.
Dun, 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 dun. And now we're here.
This is terrible. It is as I feared.
When I sang this song that resulted in my banishment to Sandgard, the king is truly under the power of a malevolent force. Grima Wormtongue, not Theoden, rules in Rohan. Now Éomer is captive in Edoras.
I do not know what we can do.
When it's in prison, we cannot cross the Entwash, and the people of the Sutcrofts are in grave danger from the fervor of the Reeve, and I thought Nona would return by now. Aww, poor soul. Unfortunately, the king did not comment on my return from Sandgard, or I would be in dungeon along Éomer. Or worse, we have failed in everything. I swore to stand by you once I was cast from Sandgard, but everything I've tried to do is ended in failure and disappointment. I am sorry. Okay. Talk to Hunbald. What you got?
By order of Theoden King, you three are to stay on this side of the Entwash.
The command of the king changes. I will be informed by Raven. I do not doubt. But until then, you stay here, and I will stay. You stay there, and I will stay here. Alright.
I have received no word from Edoras that your exile is lifted.
It hasn't been. So we're going to leave this quest because this is after Wildemore. Because it kind of spoils what happens next.
Why is Horn so upset? Have we not done what we set out to do?
We tracked our mutual friends across the Assamnet and only gave up the chase when we were assured of their safety. We did much in Rohan. Much good. That is more than can be said for some of the Aldors and Thanes and Reeves we've We will see what the future brings us, will we not? Think of Rudriff. Baldbark the Ent. Finding one of the tree herders still alive in Fangorn was not even a glimmer of a hope in my mind when you, Horn, and Nona, and I began our journey down the Anduin. That was such a happy discovery, all the more because it was unexpected. Perhaps Nona will come back to us when she's into her inmost mind. Theoden may come to his senses and release Eomer. We may find our paths crossing once again with that of Gandalf, or that of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Tomorrow will be less bleak. We'll face it together, will we not? Give Horn these words and tell him if Cordon the elf can see hope for the future, surely Horn the man of Rohan can find some small measure of light in which to rest his thoughts.
What would Corridon be saying today if we had not run into that Ent?
You laughed. You're both right, my friend. Tomorrow will be brighter. There is no sense in mulling past or worrying for the future. We'll take one day after another, and the sun rises and then sets. Wait the dawn with hope. We must do what we can for the people of Rohan, of East Rohan. We must help them prepare their defenses, and we must help them fight what battles we can, and we must help them rebuild if battles go ill. Who stands between the people of Rohan and their enemies? Us. We do. We must not fail them. We will not fail them. Our work here is just beginning. If on the morrow we need to cross the Antwader for the good of Rohan or risk our own lives, we will. But today we'll do what we can for the people on this side of the line. May fortune smile on Cordon, and on you, and on me, and on Nona, wherever she may be. Good fortune and victory! Okay. So we're gonna end it here, because this is where we start our new adventures. Yeah, we're not doing that yet. Alright. Let's do the giveaway. Yes. Giveaway close. Last chance. I'll give a few seconds here. Last chance. Alright, let's go. Giveaway close. Alright, choice of 3. Unfortunately, I do not have 3 codes to give away for this. So, we got 1 winner, giveaway, draw. Alright, Monothlair, congratulations. You have won yourself a code for VIP for a month. Hell yeah. Boop. Boop. That goes in there. And that is going to be the end of it too for today. Alright, so tomorrow I will be on DDO stream playing the other game. And then Monday we'll be right back here playing the other game. When I do Let the Dice Decide. Sunday's stream is called Living Each Life, where I just play various things. Wait, I completed a deed. Hold on. Let me check this deed that I just did. Alright. Deed completed. Oh yeah. So, if you do this on a legendary server, you get the Cosmetic Cloak of the Regal Horse Lords, and you get a local copy. And you get a title for just this server called Aerolingus by Deed. And then you get 2k VXP. Very nice. Very nice. Alrighty, you know the drill. Be good. Be good at it. Don't cause trouble. That's what I do. Alright. I will see you all anon. Bye now.